Okay, now that we are finished for the working hours, let's go to the seventh method, the constant unit method. So, constant unit method, this is just similar lang sa working hours method. However, if the working hours is depreciating per hour, the constant unit naman is depreciating per unit. 'Di ba ang working hours is life of service. Meanwhile, ang constant unit diri ang gamiton is unit. Okay? So looking in this graph, two graphs, at the left side, muna siya sa working hours na graph. Okay? Naki-book value in the y-axis and at the x-axis is hours. So ang mag-define sa imuhang depreciation amount is the hours from the first cost down to the salvage value. While at the constant unit naman is unit iyaha from the first cost to reach the salvage value. So wala na hours diri, only unit. Okay? So what are the units? Unsa ni nga units? A unit could be a tonnage of gold, a kilo of metal, a number of coins, a sack of corn, and many others. So, dili lang siya units na Kelvin or Celsius, ganyan meter. So, any kinds of units. So, kini siya ang mag-define sa depreciation when we use the constant unit method. Okay, so like I said kanina, the formulas is also parihas lang sa working hours method. Naalay kalahian sa meaning. So, di ba sa working hours, ganina is depreciation amount per hour. And the formula is ganito pa rin, but the only difference pag abot sa constant unit is U na siya, capital U. Where B is the first cost, S salvage value, and U is the total units of production. So, ang katibukan, ang buo na production. Later on sa problem, masabtan nato unsa ng total units of production. And then, the second formula is the depreciation amount after producing n units. So, capital D is equals to small letter d times small letter na U, where small letter d is the depreciation amount per unit production, and U nga gamay is units produced. So, ganina sa working hours, di ba kini siya is the life of service, while diri ganina is the life of use. So, parang ganito lang gihapon siya og sense, but this one is units of production and the units produced. So, apart lang aning total production, ang ato ang kwaon ining depreciation amount after producing n units. So, let's try to use it in a problem. A shipping company found their sunken ship with 10,000 tons of silver. In order to haul the silver from the ship, they bought a crane that cost them $500,000. After successfully retrieving the silver, it took them 5 years to finish it, and they planned to sell the crane with a salvage value of $100,000. Find the depreciation if the company hold a worth of 1,500 tons the first year. So, unsa pasabot sa problem? So, ang company nakita na nila ilahang nalubog na barko. And katong nga barko, kinahanglan to nila pangitaon because naman to'y 10,000 tons of silver sa sulod. So, para makuha to nilang silver, kinahanglan nila og crane, and nagpalit sila og crane na 500,000. So, this is your first cost. And then, since after 5 years, nahumanan nila ganang kuha ang mga silver, okay, pangita nagtanan, ang 10,000 mo. So, ang kining 10,000 mo ni siya ang total units of production. So, ang katibukan. So, at 5 years daw, nahuman nila og kuha ning 100,000 tons of silver. So, pag human sa 5 years, since wala naman sila gamiton sa crane, ilahang plano is ibaligya nila ang crane. Para at least gamay mabalik ang ilahang nagasto. So, $100,000 ilang baligya after 5 years of use. Now, find the depreciation if the company hold a worth of 1,500 tons the first year. So, unsa man ning 1,500 tons the first year? So, di ba 5 years sila nag-haul og silver. So, let's say daw nga ang first year nila kay 1,500 tons lang ilahang nakuha out of the 10,000 tons of silver. So, 1,500 out of 10,000 tons of silver sa first year lang. So the question is, find the depreciation if the company hold a worth of 1,500. So unsa ang ikababa sa 500,000? Pila ang ikababa sa 500,000? If nagamit na nila ang crane and nakuha na nila ang tons of silver. So let's solve. Ang una na ito nga buhaton is, of course, solve for the depreciation per unit. This one is the factor or mag-define sa depreciation. So this is very important first. Now, given the formula, D is equals to B minus S over capital U. And B is 500,000 minus 100,000 over the total units of production. Now, by calculating this, the answer is 40. Kaning 40 is $40 per ton of silver. So, ang isa daw ka ton sa silver is worth $40 ang depreciation. So, pag once makakuha sila og silver, so ibig sabihin, mabawasan na daw to nilang 500,000 og $40. Okay? Sa isa lang ka ton na silver. Now, ang gipangita man ani is pila ang depreciation if 1,500 tons nga silver ang ilahang nakuha after the first year. Okay, so capital D is equals to D times U. Capital D equals $40 per ton of silver. So, nani siya, diba, over ton. And this one is 1,500 tons. So, diba, makancel ang mga units. So, ibig sabihin, ang mabiling dollars. So, 40 times 1,500 is $60,000. Ibig sabihin, ang 500,000 nga first cost, after a year, nga nakakuha na sila og 1,500, pwede na nabawasan og 60,000. Okay? So, 500,000 minus 60,000. So, muna to ang amount na pwede nila ibaligya. If ever, gusto nila ibaligya na to at the first year. Ganyan. So, mo ni ang gibaba nga price. So, 500,000 minus 60,000. Okay. And, last problem is, a coin machine costing 200,000 has a salvage value of 20,000 pesos at the end of its economic life of 5 years. Determine the annual reserve for depreciation for the third year only. The schedule of production per year is as follows. Okay, so, ang coin machine daw nga worth 200,000 ang pagpalit has a salvage value 20,000 at the end of its economic life 5 years. So, after 5 years, pwede na nila, ang worth na lang sa imong 200,000, mahimo na lang 20,000. So, determine the annual reserve for depreciation for the third year only. The scheduled production period is as follows. So, ang kining table diri, ibig sabihin na sa year 1, ang coins nga iyahang na kuha is, ang na-produce sa coin machine is 100,000 pieces of coins. Remember, this is pieces. Okay? So, delete ni siya like money. So, number of coins. So, 100,000 coins. Ganyan. And year 2, 80,000, 3, 60,000, 4, 40,000, and 5 is 20,000. So, unsa man ang total units of production? Wala siya ki-state dire, but you can look at this table. So, the total units of production is, you only have to add the entire number of coins since total man. So, 100 plus 80 plus 60 plus 40 plus 20 is equal to 300,000. Ibig sabihin, the total units of coins or the total coins after 5 years is 300,000. Now, the first cost sa coin machine is 200,000 and the salvage value is 20,000. And determine daw the annual reserve for depreciation for the third year only. What if, pakita na to ang depreciation at the third year lang. Okay? Pila ang mabawasan sa first cost or book value. So, required is the depreciation at year 3. So, solution, parehas lang gyapon sa itong buhaton kanina, unahon na to ang depreciation per unit. Okay. So, ganyan. 200,000 nga first cost minus the salvage value of 20,000 over the entire unit of production nga 300,000. Ibig sabihin, mag-depreciate imuhang coin machine nga book value of $0.6 per coin sa isa ka coin. Okay. So, $0.6 per coin. And then, i-multiply ni mo na siya sa amount, sa unit of coins sa year 3, which is 60,000. So, 60,000 times 0.6. This is, naka-coin ni siya, and napuli siya over coin. So, ibig sabihin, makancel na siya. So, ayun ninyo, i-interchange ang dollars and ang number of coins. Kaya lahi na sila. Dili na sila parihas. So, 0.6 times 60,000 is $36,000. So, ibig sabihin, mag-depreciate imong 200,000 o 36,000 after 3 years. Okay, so that is the constant unit. Kadun lang, they are very similar sa working hours. Constant unit method. Now, nahumanat ta sa constant unit method, let's go sa output method, ang pinakalas nga method sa depreciation. So, service method or a service output method is a method which assumes that depreciation that has taken place is directly proportional to the quantity of output of the property up to that time. So, the keyword here is output. So, ang kining output, kung pila or kung sa kadaghan ng imong output is proportional siya directly sa imong depreciation. So, pag mas daghan og output, mas dako ang depreciation. Pag gamay, edi mas gamay ang depreciation amount. So, actually, ang service output method is dili naman ako siya i-appel. However, nabutang naman ako siya sa introduction, sa first part aning nga report, and because output method is just similar to constant unit method. Similar sila because they use the same form or structure of formula. Okay, so there are just references lang nga, maglahi lang siya. Like, for example, diri a Q, mga letters lang ang maglahi. So, nganong similar sila because output method is like a production unit gihapon kay kung sa ang imuhang production. Ni ang constant unit nato ganina di ba is a unit of production. So, ibig sabihin, ang unit ang kini siya kining U dire same lang sila, like pwede sila maski unsa nga unit nga katong ang tonnage, a kilo, ganyan. So, the depreciation, ang depreciation ani is depreciation per unit gihapon pag abot sa output method. So, I don't think kinahanglan pa na ko siya explain since nakahatag na po mga problems ganina. And again, output method is just similar to constant unit method. So, they could be the same thing. So, I think that's only for the depreciation methods, and that's the output method, the last method of depreciation. And that concludes our report. Thank you for listening.